Welcome to the program Power to Unite with Elvira. Andito po ang crew natin together with Direk Louis Ignacio sa Pope's Garden sa Vatican City. Ano bang gagawin namin dito? Because po may isang napakagandang i-interviewin natin, walang iba kundi si His Eminence PIETRO CARDINAL PAROLIN. Ano kaya ang pag-uusapan namin? Bakit siyang napili natin ma-interview? Ano kaya ang masasabi natin magiging inspiration natin dito? Siya po ang abangan nyo at antabayan ninyo sa pagbabalik ng Power to Unite with Elvira. The Vatican Secretary of State is one of the most important and powerful positions in the Roman Catholic Church and the government of the Vatican City-State. Functioning in the same way as a Prime Minister or Foreign Minister, the Secretary of State works as the Pope's top advisor and chief of the Holy See's diplomatic and political operation. He often acts as the public face of the Church's diplomatic efforts and is a central figure in any major decision affecting the global Church. His Eminence PIETRO Cardinal Parolin has been serving as the Cardinal Secretary of State, the Vatican's top diplomat and Prime Minister, since his appointment by Pope Francis on October 15, 2013. Ordained as a priest in April 1980, Cardinal Parolin entered the Pontifical Ecclesiastical Academy in 1986, preparing for a diplomatic career. He gained significant experience through posting in Nigeria, Mexico, and later served as Undersecretary for Relations with State before being named Apostolic Nuncio to Venezuela in 2009. Elevated to the cardinalate by Pope Francis in February 2014, Cardinal Parolin also serves on the Council of Cardinals advising the Pope. In the recent papal conclave, he was considered as a strong choice as Pope Francis' successor or papabile. Known for his calm, moderate, and prudent leadership, Cardinal Parolin is widely respected across the global Church and has played a central role in shaping Vatican foreign policy. He stands out as a seasoned diplomat, trusted advisor, and bridge builder within the Vatican and the wider international community, leading Holy See diplomacy with experience, vision, and great faith. Power to Unite with Elvira is truly grateful and honored that despite his extremely busy schedule, Cardinal Parolin allowed us to interview him, giving us the rare and wonderful chance to get to know him and be inspired by his life, legacy, and heartfelt mission as the Vatican's Secretary of State to be a reflection of God's light to the whole world. Papunta na po tayo dito sa Pope's Garden kung saan interview natin with His Eminence PIETRO Cardinal Parolin. Eminence, thank you so much for accepting our invitation in such short notice, to be interviewed. I know how busy you are. Time is really very essential, that it's so many happenings, and you really make this very important for all of us, especially in the Philippines, because this year is the Jubilee Pilgrims of Hope. And we wanted, the young people, especially the, future Filipino priests, clergy, to be inspired. So can we start, who inspired you to become a priest?
Let me say hello to everybody, first of all, to address all the Filipinos who are seeing and listening this interview. I would to send to them a very cordial greeting from Rome, from the Holy Father, from this place which is in a certain sense the heart of the Christianity. What inspired me to be a priest? I don't know really. I don't know really, because since I was a child, let's say since I was very, very, very young, I felt on my heart this desire to become a priest. And then, of course, it was cultivated in my family, and in my parish. I would like to say that the figure of my parish priest was inspiring for me, and I wanted to be like him. Then, but at the end, there is no special reason, a special motivation at the beginning. It was this desire to be a priest and to serve the Lord as a priest.
You don't dream to become a doctor or a professor, because most of the family right now really want their children to earn money and to become somebody. But you said you were inspired by the parish priest, and at the same time your parents give approval to that?
Yes, no, not only that. I think that my father died when I was very, very young. I was 10 years old, and then I did not know him very well, because you are still a child at 10 years. But my father was always hoping that one of his sons would be a priest.
So how many are you in the family?
We are three. I am the oldest, and then my sister and my brother, my youngest brother. Yes, and he was very 6 months when my father died. It was 6 months.
So his dream was one of you should become a priest, and you really fulfilled his dream. So I'm sure he's very happy up there watching over you. So when you studied to become a priest, it's really something you said you didn't know, it just come by itself. And then you go along, you studied here in Italy, right?
Yes. My idea was to join the minor seminary of my diocese. I am from the Diocese of Vicenza in the northern of Italy. At the beginning of my secondary school, what is called in Italy the Scuola Media, but it was just after the death of my father, and then my mother asked me not to enter the seminary at that time, but to wait a few years more. In effect, it happens. I stay at home, and then I joined the seminary at 14, at my age of 14 years, at the secondary school, but Scuola Media Superiore, superior we call it.
Yeah.
And then I studied in the Liceo.
Yes.
Yes. Of course, humanistic matters. Till I was at the end 5 years, and then I started philosophy and theology in the same seminary.
So you have this human relationship. No wonder, you become who you are today as Secretary of State, because of your past experience. You learn from the institution how to deal with people, because your position is not very easy. It's very complicated. It needs a lot of courage. It needs a lot of faith, that will keeps you going. So you study theology, at the same time philosophy. You did not take up canon law, or you did?
No. We have on this formation, basic formation for priesthood, we have some lessons or some courses of canon law, but it was not a specific discipline. We studied more Bible, theology, and so on. Also canon law, but canon law. I came to study canon law in Rome after 3 years of my priestly ordination, when my bishop asked me to continue my studies in view of serving my diocese in the juridical matters, maybe in the ecclesiastical tribunal, something like that. But of course, during my stay in Rome, my first stay in Rome, things changed dramatically.
Okay, so that influence also has a much influence to you, what you are today. Napakahalaga ang kanyang role dito sa Vatican City. And maybe by learning his experience, his services to the country, to the Holy See, we can learn something. Abangan po ninyo sa pagbabalik ng Power Tea Night with Elvira dito po sa Vatican City. Eminence. You know, in the academia, I remember when I was still in college, a lot of diplomat that I met, you know, they said, if you want to become a good diplomat, you better go to academia because they give the best training. So I don't understand what is academia. But later on, I was able to come here. Then I realized this is one way of training the nuncios all over the world, you know. So this is one of the best teaching institutions.
As you said, the academia is the school for the diplomats of the Holy See. And then after 1 year of studying canon law at the Gregorian University, I was invited to join the Pontifical Academy. You cannot make a choice to enter the academy. You should be called through the bishop of your diocese. Then normally the Secretary of State wrote to my bishop asking him to release me from the service of the diocese and to put me at disposal of the Universal Church, the Roman Curia. And so it happened that the bishop asked my approval, my consentment, and then I joined the academy.
So until now, you are part of it, you know, and you are inspiring a lot of young future diplomats to enter the Holy See, you know, because you remember, you know, it's not very easy. It needs a lot of strong will, because I remember in the Philippines, there are so many recommendations, but they didn't last long. Mm-hmm. So I had the chance to go to academia when one of the nuncio really graduated there. So I met a lot of young people. So I know it's really very important to be part of academia, the training, you know, the schooling there. It's not very easy, but it gives a lot of, you know, pride and satisfaction. Yeah, so when you accepted that and then your bishop released you to be part of the Secretary of State, your first assignment was where?
Yes, let me say that normally you should be a priest to join the academy. Normally is after the ordination, the priestly ordination, and normally after a few years of pastoral ministry, which I did in my diocese. I was assistant parish priest in a big parish of my diocese, Schio. I stayed there 3 years, and after that I came to Rome for further study. That is very important. Then it's important, first of all, to be a priest. Yeah. But not only because of ordained, but because you try to be a good priest. Yes. The first quality to join the academy, I think, is this one: to be a good priest, or to try to be a good priest.
And you should know the teaching of the church is very important, because you represent the church here, you know.
And then inside the academy, you have a specific training. A specific, let's say, a series of discipline which are preparing you for the job. Now we had also a reform of the academy that the academy is able to confer the academic degree to the studies made in the academy, then in diplomatic sciences, which was not on my time. There was another way of studying. But anyway, and then it's important to know languages, because to go around the world is very important to be able to communicate. Of course, we cannot know every language like Tagalog, but at least some English.
English, Spanish, or
English,
French,
Spanish, French, yes, and English, Spanish, French, Portuguese, maybe some knows German and so on.
You know, it's very interesting if, you know, if that person really is very interested, you know, it will be a lot easier, but it's also a lot of hard work and dedication, you know. So, and I remember for those future, you know, to be assigned abroad, you have to travel either in Africa, you know, in Asia, you know. Is that it? It's good training like that.
Yes, I think that you need to very disposed to that. That is important also. I think that because you have to leave your country, you have to leave your family, you have to leave your friends, and start in a certain sense every 3 years, because as a staff of the Nunciature we stay 3 years in a place to start again, to leave behind all your world, the world you have built in 3 years, and then to start again in the new situation, in the new place where the Holy Father, to the Superior of the Secretariat of State. Then really, this is not easy. This is not easy because we need also stability. We need also stability. Then I think that we need also this capacity of accepting this kind of life, and also a spirit of sacrifice, which is not only for the diplomats, but especially for the diplomat in that sense, yes. The main word is with the church, and of course that was a missionary church, and still growing, because and still growing after 50 years almost, but really it was really a great experience in that sense, to meet bishops, to meet priests, to meet religious men and women, to meet faithful, to visit the community, to listen to people. Really, it was something very good. I feel that my priesthood was really able to
enrich.
Yes.
Eminence. And I think it's very important to remind the young people who will enter the academia or who will wish to become working with the church, that they should endure what they think they would like to be one day. And the training, you know, in academia will really make you very strong after all, with all, you know, actually you are all very lucky because you have to study different languages.
Yes.
Then you have to sacrifice, as you said, leaving your friends, your family, you know, your hometown. So all these things will add to your strength.
Yes.
And it's because of your faith,
yes,
right?
yes.
So when the first assignment that you had after graduating from the academia.
Yes, I started in 86, in August 86. I was assigned to Nigeria. My first assignment was in African country, Nigeria, where I stayed during 3 years. It was quite a good experience. Let me say, it was for me a missionary experience. Certainly, there is also the diplomatic dimension, which is very important in in our job. But the main aspect of our mission as a representative of the Holy Father is the contacts with the local church, because the first task assigned to a diplomat of the Holy See, I prefer to say to the papal representative, is to strengthen the relationship between the local churches and the Church of Rome and the successor of Peter. That is. Then the main word is with the church. And of course that was a missionary church, and still growing, because and still growing after 50 years almost. But really it was really a great experience in that sense, to meet bishops, to meet priests, to meet religious men and women, to meet faithful, to visit the community, to listen to people. Really, it was something very, very good. I feel that my priesthood was really able to
Enrich.
Yes.
Pagkatapos ng isang napakaganda at napaka-inspirational interview natin kay His Eminence Pietro Cardinal Parolin, nalaman po natin, to become a priest is not very easy. You have to be inspired, and sabihin natin, ang calling is also depends on the person. Hindi lahat po ay may same experience. Pero dito, ang isang advice ni His Eminence is that you have to be a priest, you have to serve the parish priest to gain experience, at kung ano man magiging future mo, whether theologist ka, canon law ka, philosophy ka, you have to learn at least languages for you to be able to understand the working of the church. Kasi po ang simbahan ay napakalapad, napakalawak, at kailangan nila ng mga, sabihin natin, young people right now to join. Kaya in-interview natin siya because gusto natin makita na ang suporta ng isang pamilya, if your son, your daughter join, the religious order, wag po niyo hadlangin, kundi encourage niyo siya, because dito matututo sila sa magkaroon ng lakas ng loob, to accept reality, to be trained, lalo na po kay His Eminence, ang support ng parish priest, nakikita niya, naging inspiration niya, and support a dream ng kanyang papa na nawala nung siya ay 10 years old, pero naging pari pa rin siya, ang support ng kanyang mami. So, to become a priest, you need also the family support and also whoever is very near to you. And then, sabi niya, hindi po ganun kadali. Marami pong hadlang, maraming challenges. Pero lahat po yan ay malulunasan yan basta nasa inyong puso na gusto mo mag-serve sa Diyos. Yan po ang napakahalaga. At dito, antabayan po ninyo ang susunod pa namin interview, kasi po yung kanyang mission, ilalahad niya. Lahat po yan, hindi po madali, pero lahat yan malalampasan. And you can see yung saya ng kanyang expression kung saan kahit na po na napakahirap, pero he accepted it, he served it with love and passion. Kaya antabayan po ninyo ang susunod natin episode sa pagbabalik po ng Power to Unite sa susunod na linggo.
The challenge of living. Read the Bible, open it, feel it, understand it. It is the source of our hope when life is too heavy to bear, when all seems lost and unclear. Read the Bible, and its message will wipe away your fear. Wake up, listen, see the world with new eyes. Walk in sunshine, wipe the sadness, unite the colors of humankind. Peace is elusive, but with God we can achieve it.